Okay, so here's your video. And we're going to start out with why they need to be able to ride with their head down, like with their body in that position that she's in right there. Okay, Brent, go.
Talk or walk?
Talk. Say what you just said to me.
Well, you get their head down like this, you pull their nose to their shoulder. That's your leverage to move their shoulders, like that. If their head's up, you can't push their shoulders over. They kind of do this and go where they want to. So by getting their head down right here, you can pick up and move her out, pull over and move her to you. But her front end crosses over. Like, it takes a long time to get to this point, but you just got to keep doing it until they figure it out. Because anytime in a run, the first thing, when you touch them, the first thing you want their head to do is come down so you have control. But there's a fine line between being too bendy and not bendy enough. You just want to be able to see the edge of their eye when they're doing these crossovers like this. Because what'll happen, you get them too round like this, they turn their head, but their front end keeps going straight. You got to get control of everything. So there's a happy medium between too bendy and too square. You got to be right in the middle.
Okay, so now just ride her around, like jog her around a little bit with her head down. Okay, so when you first start teaching one to do this, you can only get like 4 or 5 steps at a time. And then they'll want to lift their head back up because they don't have the body strength, they don't have the strength in their top line, they don't have the strength in their underline to keep doing it. But if you teach them to carry themselves like this and they get to where they can do it for a long, long time, then you get a really strong top line, you get a really strong underline, you keep that power in their rear end because they keep pushing off their rear end. Okay, so step 2 in this little process is to teach them to do like a serpentine as they're trotting, and maintain that body position the whole time. So he's going to serpentine back towards us. And see how and you want it to get her to where they can change direction to make that transition without lifting their head up. So see, she's not ever moving her head, and you can just barely see his hands moving. But you can see her picking her shoulders up.
It also frees them up where they're not bracing anywhere and like shutting you out. That's where they start cheating, when they start locking up. Just keep them freed up.
You want them a little bit like a noodle. Whenever you touch them, you want to be able to put them wherever.
Getting them to keep their head down while they're moving. You just gotta start off slow and keep working your way up to a trot and a lope.
Okay, so here's step 3, is to teach them to cross their front end over. And so right now you can see her front left leg is crossing over and she's lifting her shoulder up. But you got to keep a forward motion always while you're doing this. You don't want to lose forward motion because you don't want the rear end to stall out on you.
This is what you don't want.
Yeah, you don't want them to do it like a reining horse, like it's not like a spin.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to get them to do that, but what you're trying to achieve is forward motion and a crossover.
Okay, now cross back into herself. Okay, now watch her front, no, with her nose tipped in. Like with her nose tipped in, like you're turning the barrel. There. Now see, right there, her front right leg, the white foot, is coming over the front. That's the move that you want on the back side of the barrel. That's where you're going to get that snap, and that's how you're going to get them to leave straight. And again, you don't want to teach them that just standing perfectly still. You want to keep them, if you can keep them in a forward motion, you want to keep them moving forward. So you want them to be able to do it in a reverse arc, and then you want them to be able to do it coming back to you with their nose to the inside. A little bit sore to the right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she didn't have a good first barrel.
Just did what I told her not to do, but I say on the back side when they make that plot, they stick that leg and bring that front end across and going. But not every horse works that way. A lot of horses are a little more bendy. They're not that stiff, but if you got a real bendy horse and a real flexy horse, you stiffen them up just a tad where they'll bring that front end across, and you're going to be a little touch faster.
Okay, so step 4 in this process is to put all those pieces together at the barrel. So you're not starting your turn yet. Now you get there, you're starting your turn, and right here where he's the very next step is the step that you need to make that crossover to leave.
Oh, not right there.
Well, that's why you don't lose forward motion. Because if you do, you turn back on the wrong side of the barrel, which I've done before.
Stay forward to your point.
You go to that point, you hit that point, and boom, you're out. And then they can leave it, when they make that move, they can leave it perfectly straight, and then you don't lose time doing all that getting over business, because they're already lined up for their second barrel. Watch your feet. And there it is. There's the crossover. Okay, now we'll go to the second barrel. We can't go to the third barrel because it's standing in water, but... Okay, so same thing. You want to stay straighter, longer, and right there is where you're going to make your crossover move. Whoops, I tried to make the move and I moved my phone. Okay, so this completes your tutorial. I hope it helps.